Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Vera.
Hello, Vera. Yeah, welcome back.
Hi.
And yeah, I'm wearing a Christmas jumper. What of it?
We're in November.
Don't. He's not bought into the whole Christmas in November thing. It's 2020. I don't even care. Right, today what we're going to do, Zach?
We're going to take apart my engine.
Yeah, so we do have, if you haven't seen the last episode or whatever episode it was, we still have my engine in pieces here, but we can't kind of do any more to that until we get some new parts through.
The video will be up.
The video will be up.
In a corner.
I always get confused because it's around the wrong way. So anyway,
yeah.
The video will be there. Yeah, I can't really do any more on mine, but as if you haven't seen as well, one of the previous episodes, Zach actually broke one of the brake line for his Cadet cart. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that line off. We might be able to repair it, but I think we might need a new one, but I need to look at what connectors are on it so we can then get a custom one made and get it fitted.
So that's why we're doing this video.
Yeah, so we're doing that one, and we've also got some parts.
So we've got a...
What's this? If you can't name it, you can't have it. Nope, that's not what it is. This is a billet flywheel. So
you never told me that.
We need to take off the old flywheel, fit this bad boy. We've also got...
This is a carb.
Yeah, we've got a new carb and filter, a bit damaged, but it's all good. I think this is a 390 carb, but it looks decent, so we'll add this one. We'll also do a governor removal, because while we're here, we may as well. So we'll fit these, and then we might have a couple of other little bits sorted for it. But first and foremost, we're going to get these done. So let's crack on with this. First, we need to get the engine off. So
let's do that. Let's crack on with that.
Then we'll bring it in.
Yeah.
Zach's now joining me. A festive spirit.
It's contagious.
I am contagious. Joy and Christmas is contagious. Right. Anyway, we got the engine off. Like I mentioned, that's the other one still in pieces. Don't worry, we'll go back together at some point. Honestly, we also took the airbox off because we had to get access to the throttle cable to get that off. Obviously we're removing all this gubbins here, so we need to get the fuel tank off, also the stock exhaust off. Yeah, but let's get cracking. We'll put you on a bit of a time lapse and we'll do some work, yeah? You weirdo. So what have we done so far then, Zach? Take us through it.
Okay, so we've gotten into the flywheel.
Yep.
We've taken off. We have it's like we could take this off, but the thing is,
the fuel line.
The fuel line. was trapped behind us, so we took the entire.
Which needed to come off anyway, didn't
Yeah,
it?
because we need to put on this flywheel.
Yep.
So we're going to be taking this one off.
Yep.
We're going to be putting on the new carb here.
Yep. So we may as well take off the carb and the tank at the same time, haven't we?
Yeah, because then we won't get fuel, fuel everywhere.
Although we did also remember that we need to drain the oil as well, don't we?
Yeah.
Because we need to get into the other side as well to remove the governor. So we'll do that as well. But first, we're just going to take off the
flywheel.
Yeah, we'll do the fuel tank and the carb first, and then we'll take off the flywheel. Then we'll drain all the oil that way. Yep. Sound good? We're good.
Go.
It's crappy, isn't it?
Frisbee.
How do you get the flywheel off?
The what?
How do you get the flywheel actually off?
This?
No, that's the coil which sends the spark to the spark plugs there.
So when it spins, it sparks?
Yeah, it sparks at the right time, it sends electricity to there, which causes that to spark, which ignites the fuel, which causes it to spin round again. So it's like a cycle.
Okay.
I'm going to pause this, and you know what I'm going to do. So we just looked our favourite. This is why I wanted to put a TV here. It made so much sense. Like, we don't know what we're doing. Genuinely, haven't got a clue.
Like have we ever?
No, we literally have no idea what we're doing. So I just looked up how to remove the flywheel, because obviously it wouldn't come off, because that's kind of what they're designed not to do.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, I'll re-inform you. So basically, once you've got this plastic bit off, remove it. Then once we've done that,
pop off.
Yeah, put the nut back on, but not quite flush. So it's the nut's actually sitting higher, so you don't damage the end of the threads on that.
The crankcase.
And then just smack it without.
Well, no, he said
pry it. Pry
he said to get like a crowbar thingy.
So I've got a pry bar underneath, but also the shock of hitting it there. I did it a few times and we're loose. So that is.
Now we should be able to get it off. But
now we should be able to get it off.
The guy did say that we have a risk of
cracking the crankcase.
Yeah, which of course we took that risk and we cracked the crankcase.
Well, a little bit at the top. Shh, it's fine. It's fine. Stop telling everyone that we broke stuff. A little bit, but it's fine. It wasn't like the actual crankcase, so it wasn't down here. It was just a tiny bit at the top. So don't do that. Just hit it with a hammer. But I'm going to have to remove the coils here, because
this is like stopping it.
If I don't remove the coils, I can't get the whole flywheel off. So now I will remove this just so I can get it out of the way. Like that. But I'll put it back on afterwards so I can actually remember where it went. So that'll go like that. That's your flywheel off. So now, let's have a look at the difference between the two. And they look completely different. Is that right? Is that right?
What's inside? Is that just metal?
Yeah, I'm sure it's. Must be right. Whatever.
Like we're going to have to put. What about this? Like the.
Well, that, yeah. So now we need to remove
the teeth.
So I think that's attached using. Or do you?
Screwdriver.
Do you need to remove the teeth?
Well, it looks like it.
It does. We'll be back. So we've just started putting it back together. We removed this from the back. I think this is for the electric start. It wasn't in use anyway, but this flywheel wasn't for an electric start, so we didn't have the space for it. So that's going straight out the window.
Isn't most things.
So that's the old fly. Jobs are good, and that can go over there.
Massive.
We've put this back on, but we haven't measured the clearance between it because we're not going to yet, because we'll do that when we actually fully put it back together. What I'm going to do now is quickly just tighten this main nut up, like so. Loud but tight. to torque settings, obviously. Sorted. So that's all done. Now, what we'll do, should we have a quick lunch break now?
Yes, lunch break.
We're gonna have a full English breakfast. Jobs are good. But now the flywheel's done. Afterwards, what we'll do, we'll drain off the oil, and then we'll look at removing the governor. Nice. Sound good?
Yep.
Right, wicked.
We'll be back in 5 minutes, of course.
We'll be back in about 30 minutes, but for you it'll be two seconds.
2 seconds.
But we might look fatter and happier.
Yeah, just yeah.
Rude. Right, we'll be back in a minute. So we've just had our English breakfast. It's delightful.
It was magnificent.
Magnificent. Now we're going to drain the oil out of the engine and remove the governor. So should we crack on? Job done. So we drained the oil out of this, and now we just need to take the side cover off.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that one? It's a 10mm. It's a 10mm. We'll put it. We don't think we need it on 3 because that's a bit much. That's doing it up. Right. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Maybe we did need 3.
Yeah, maybe. Sorry. There you go.
Keep going. Oh. So most of you are probably fully familiar with this setup now, but we can now remove, you can see at the back there, that governor arm that's sitting down just in there.
Yeah, I removed it on the last one.
On the last one, so remove that, and we also need to remove that. Do you remember the difference though on the last engine compared to this governor removal? Remember that little plastic
the
wheel at the back, that cog? That was actually on the case of the last one. We had to remove that and then plug it up. Whereas this one, because it's the different engine, it's in the back there. So we have to get it out of the back there, which is a bit more complicated, mainly because it's deep in the back, whereas the other one was on the case, so it made it made it super easy to get out. And one thing you can note as well, this is the oil switch or the oil valve. Oh yeah, it's the thing that the oil sensor. Yeah. So we need to remove that one, and we can remove that as well from the bottom, so we can get rid of that.
It'll save up space. Not that we need any.
But it doesn't need to be in there. And if we're removing the governor, removing all that anyway. See these little marks on the. This is the camshaft. That's the cam that makes the valves go up and down in there. Yeah.
But what are these like?
See those little marks? Yeah. So there's one there and one there. That's for the timing, to make sure that the valves and the piston and the crank.
So like when these two things get to each other.
Well, that's for lining it up. So if we remove the cam now, we need to make sure that we put it back, lining these two up. Oh, no. I mean, we're not going to remove them, but it's good to know for.
I didn't know that you needed to line it up.
Yeah, got to be lined up. Otherwise, the piston, which is there, will be turning at the wrong time for the valves, and they'll hit each other, and then they bend.
Would it
Well, they just bend the valves. The valves are only kind of like that sort of long, and there's a little. I'll find you. They're quite thin, so if one hits the other, it will just bend the valve, and then you break your engine.
So it won't just go.
No. What was that, Zach? No what?
No.
You mean? Alright, I'm not going to add the 7. I will probably add.
You're going to add. Don't worry, we all know that you're going to add 7 million explosions.
I'm going to add 7 million explosions. But what we'll do now is remove the governor arm. What we might need to do is turn the crank round slightly so we can get a bit more access. So we'll see if we can do it from the other side.
Everybody tryna go, yeah, the party jumping off. Hey, we putting on a show, tryna catch a vibe. We do this every time, like na 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 na. Feeling like I'm on the highway, cause everything been going my way. And now they looking at me sideways. I'm like na 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 na
remove the studs, these long studs, and replace them with bolts, because that's the only way you can get it in. There's a recess on here, which is what you actually need to use. So like when I removed the bolts for the OG carts, for some longer ones for the exhaust, I'm just using the 2-nut method on this. So put one nut on, put another nut on, and just put them as tight as you can together. So, like that. Other one as well. As tight as you can, and you should be able to just literally unscrew it like that. Now, what you want to make sure as well is that if you need those off the end as well, do it, because once you've actually got it out, it's a complete pain because you've put it up really tight. So make sure you've got that one out. And now I've got to find bolts that actually fit this size. So I need one about that size, which I'm not sure I've got. I think I've got one. The one's massively useful. You can see now that's out. So I do have the old gasket. I'm pretty sure that will be all right. It hasn't had much use, but this has actually got a gasket on the back. But I might put this, you see there? But I might just put this over the top, like that. And then what I'll do, I've got a bolt here, drop it through there. See, that's probably just going to be not long enough, but this one might be too long. Between the two of them though, might have a chance. Give it a crack. Alright, so let's get this one fitted while Zach's taking a massive dump. If you notice, this plate is now fouling against the valve cover. I think I might have a replacement for this. There's a guy that I found on Facebook, and one of the Facebook groups I'm in, and he's got some really gnarly versions of these. I just need to, in fact, that reminded me, I need to send him a picture of this one, so this will be a picture. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Right, so I got a picture of that, so I can remove that because that's getting in the way, and it's literally just that lip. Can you see there? It's just that lip that's getting in the way. So if I take it off, we'll put a new one back on, but for now, this will solve my problem. Right, let's take these ones off. I bloody love this thing. This is impact wrench is the saviour of any of my time. There we go. Good job really, because the push rods I needed to take this off because the push rods have come out the way. You can see there. Well, you might not be able to see it, but the rockers here and the push rods are not in line. So I need to make sure they all line up. So I'll have to loosen all this anyway. So while I'm here, I may as well replace the valves with some heavier duty valves. So Zach's back. You feeling lighter now, Zach?
Definitely.
Excellent. Another good thing is that, as I mentioned on the video already, there's a guy on Facebook that makes custom ones of these, and he's made some totally gnarly looking ones. They look sick.
Gnarly.
They look properly sick. So I'm going to see if he can make some for us with the BFT logo on.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that's the aim. But I need to see if I can. I've got an issue now that these bolts aren't the right size. This one's too long, this one's too short. It's kind of annoying. For now, we can use these that are used to put this on. And we might actually be able to get away with using that for that. We'll try it out. But we'll use this to start with.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this gasket back on there because I think it'll be alright. Then use the same ones and bolt it up to there. This is why I think these might actually work. Well, this one might anyway, because it's smaller, but we don't need a huge one for this.
Yeah.
It's just sandwiching it on really. Then we need to see if we can find another bolt the same size. So we
Why
do.
don't we just use a hacksaw?
I mean, angle grind is more fun.
Yeah, but like hacksaw is easier.
Angle grind is more fun. I just need a shorter version of that. Has anyone got one? Have you got one? I haven't got one.
Somebody sparked for something so small.
See, what was quicker? That or a hacksaw?
Hacksaw.
Adapter plates on. Like I said, you can see there. Good job we didn't run it like that because it's all gone to pot in there. So we need to actually remove. I can see what's happened. The push rods are supposed to go through those little holes there and they're not anymore, and that's a bit bent. So I'm going to have to replace all of this stuff. But what I'm going to do is if you want to run a bigger cam, you have to have
A bigger can.
no, you have to obviously have to have a bigger cam, but you also have to have more heavy duty springs on the valve springs. They're cheap, about tenner for valve springs. So it's a piece of cheap.
Piece of cake.
Yeah, the hardest part is actually getting them out because you got to push down on these things and get the little circlips out. Again, little tiny little clips, pain in the ass, like not very nice at all. Anyway, so we're going to replace those, so don't worry about that. But I'm just going to put this adapter plate on so it's ready for the new carb. So should we attach the new carb?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
So, why am I threading this top bit, Zach?
So we can fit a bolt in it.
We can fit a bolt in it, or what else can we put in there? What do we do on the last engine?
We could put oil in it.
Now this is for the feed off the crankcase for the fuel pump.
Oh,
Remember, we're
yeah.
going to put that little banjo in there.
Yeah.
Not a little banjo, but a little...
Yeah, so assuming...
Same as we did on the top of this one. So we made some decent progress on there.
Not bad, I think.
Yeah, I mean...
Decent.
Yeah, like governor done, carb done. Ready for the new fuel pump, new flywheel.
Thingy done, yeah.
Yeah, so we've done all of that. We're just waiting on that new cam to arrive. And then we can start really putting some more stuff together.
Yeah.
But I will do an ordering of those new valve springs. I think we should add that.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, otherwise we're cracking along, and soon it should be back together. And I think that's like stage 2 kit, I think.
Maybe.
So it should. I don't know what stage 2 on a 200 or Predator kind of / Wiltec. This is a Wiltec engine. So again, thanks very much to Wiltec.
Thank you.
Link in the description.
Get your own engine.
Get your own engine. But yeah, otherwise we'll see you on the next one, where hopefully we can put it back together. And we didn't get a chance to look at the brakes this time because we've kind of been busy on the engine. Or one thing that you do need, you might even get it for your birthday, who knows, an exhaust. You haven't got an exhaust, have you?
You need an exhaust.
You need an exhaust. I'm going to try and make it. We could use that one, but I'm going to look at one like that, but that's better. But I want it to still be quite quiet, so yours isn't stupidly loud.
No, of course
So
not. I don't really want a loud car.
No, ours is too loud. So I want to get one that will allow us to go on
Because
tracks.
first of all, if we didn't take this off and we had my brakes were fine, we could take it on the track and we'd be fine. And
Yeah,
yours,
mine's too loud. I think
Yeah.
I need to get a more sensible exhaust for mine.
that's never gonna happen. Come
I'm
on,
not
like
even doing
this.
that. That's a stupid idea.
This car right here is
Every car I have, I put a stupid exhaust on.
yeah,
Anyway,
make
so
it loud.
yeah, but that does mean that we do need to order a couple of things. But it probably
That's
means
alright.
that either Santa or Zach's birthday is on the 12th of December, so there's an opportunity for
Stuff.
car parts.
Car parts.
Yeah, but stage 2 should bring us hopefully maybe, I don't know, 12, 15 horsepower.
Nice.
I honestly don't know, I'll have to Google it, but they should go fast. And now we've got no governor in there, and I'm not stressed out because we've got the Billet Flywheel, so I'm not worried that this hunk of crap. Look at it. It's shocking. So once now we got rid of that, I'm not too scared about putting some more power through the engine. We've taken the governor out, so that means that you should rev till, I don't know, 6,500 RPM compared to 3,500. Well, it revs twice as high, so that's pretty good. Anyway,
I still just want to rub it back on you, but I realise no, that's a Christmas jumper. It's full of joy.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll fill you with more joy on our next episode. But yeah. So
thank you guys for watching this video, or whatever. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment of what we can do next. Ring the notification bell, and Merry Christmas. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
We'll be saying Merry Christmas about 1 million times because we're going to be doing Vlogmas this year. Peace.
Here with the squad, everybody tryna go, yeah, the party jumping off. Hey, we putting on a show, tryna catch a vibe. We do this every time, like, nah, nah.